Oh, hi guys. In this video, I'll be walking you through what my daily schedule looks like as someone who is running his agency from India, targeting international prospects for the big dollars. And yeah, I'll kind of walk you through how I balance my day, what tasks do I prioritize, and how do I structure my day to move the needle forward and get my agency going, right? So, walking you through this, the first thing I do after I wake up is I go to the gym. That's about 9:30 to 11. That happens every day. Sunday is a rest day for me, so I don't do that on Sundays. But that's for Monday to Saturday. I do like I work out 6 days a week, right? So that's that. And the reason why I don't like to push it after 11 p.m., 11 a.m. because like in my gym, there's like a ladies' time, so I can't go after 11 a.m. But that's the only reason. But yeah, then there's a morning routine that I have. I think I made a video about morning routine earlier. If you guys want like an updated version of that, let me know because I keep updating the morning routine based on what I'm optimizing on and what my goals are at a particular season that I'm in. For example, I got myself this. It's kind of like a similar ring to Aura ring, just without the subscription of Aura. It's like the Ultra Human ring. So I got myself this to track my sleep and everything. So that's part of my morning routine now. I can give you guys more details on that if you want. Just drop a comment below. Then I respond to all the emails, all the DMs, all the leads that we have. I respond to all of them, and also track them on the tracker that I have. Right. So respond to cold emails, cold DMs, and client messages as well if I have my messages. Then my deep work block starts for the day. The first deep work block, it starts at 12:30, and I like to kind of tackle the important and not urgent tasks that I have for the day. So this might be service delivery, building client, like the client courses that I'm currently building out, resources, SOPs, automations, and systems, creating vision boards, building out new trackers, new things to track, and new implementations or whatever, right? Whatever I feel like would be necessary. Then, if I don't have any important and not urgent tasks, I kind of call the leads. Assuming that they are from maybe the UK or Australia, because in US at this time this is like evening, right? So I can't call them obviously. But if I don't have any leads to call, I would just prospect to get appointments. So this would be sending DMs, sending Loom videos, and sending emails and things like that, right? So pretty basic. So again, I like to kind of tackle the important and not urgent tasks first in the day, just to make sure that because these are like the things that can keep getting delayed. Like I still have this happen to me every time. So currently I have this browsing plan that I want to update. That's on my to-do list, and it has been on my to-do list for like weeks now, right? So it's like it fucks up in my head because I have like this is why I have these things in place to make sure I'm kind of handling these important and not urgent tasks, which are so easy to procrastinate on, and I tackle them first time in the day, right? So then I have lunch, then I have visualization. I like to do this. This is something some people might find woo woo, like what is this waste of time? But I have found myself like my performance increases drastically when I'm able to kind of visualize myself performing well. So this could be visualizing myself performing well in sales calls, having clear head without brain fog, active listening to the prospect, and I try to visualize those things just to make sure I'm like because the brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So I'm just visualizing me performing optimally, and I've seen that this helps me a lot at least. This is again like a belief thing. If you don't find it helpful, just don't do it. I'm just sharing with you what's working for me. Okay. So then I read for 30 minutes. Then there's like I have this Kindle right here. It's a game changer. I would highly recommend getting a Paperwhite Kindle. So I'm currently reading a book called Extreme Ownership. It's like a leadership book by Jocko Willink. Because I feel like leadership is like a weakness of mine right now. So I'm trying to work on that. So yeah, that aside, like that was reading. Then my second deep work block kind of starts, which is like the ad account. If an ad account got disabled, service delivery. Now I know there's two types of service deliveries. The first service delivery, this is like essentially creating new creatives, creating new copies, even if it's not necessary, right? This is essentially like optimization is essential of the service delivery, right? So this is more of being proactive and creating creatives beforehand, creating new copies beforehand, so you're not being reactive and just coming up with things like out of the blue when you're needed, right? So I like to have like an inventory of creatives and things like that. So then add leads to instantly. Now this is mainly for cold email. If my instantly campaign is running out of leads, I like to add them. Just like an example of that. Team meetings, client work, client onboarding, things like. There's some examples. There's obviously more than this usually, but if there's nothing like this, I also have like sales calls, prospecting to get appointments. There's a couple of other things I do as well on a day-to-day basis, like sales training. That's a very important one that I do. follow-ups, and obviously like lead calls and everything. That happens after my morning blocks and deep work blocks. So after I have two deep work blocks, then my calendar is pretty open. So you can see all of these openings that I have. These are for appointments, right? So after 5 p.m. usually in the UK it's about um, it's about like afternoon, and in the US it's about morning at that point, Eastern time. So at that point I can have people book on my calendar, and that's when I start taking sales calls. And just because sales is like the bloodline of your business, right? It's the most important part, so you want to make sure that you're allocating most of the time on it, right? So this is all the backend stuff. I build out the systems in the mornings and when people are sleeping, and in the evenings, that's when I take sales calls and things like that. You might be wondering, okay, so you pretty much work all day. That's right, I do. I don't. Apart from this wind down routine, I don't have anything. And this thing right here, apart from these two things, I don't have any wind down thingies on the day. This thing is essentially dinner and walk. So this is I like to get some steps in. It keeps me focused and keeps me clear headed. So after I have my dinner with family, then I go for like a night walk, and yeah, then I get back to meetings, and then for like 2 more hours. Then I have like a wind down routine, which is where I'll respond to all the prospects DMs. Like if I have any new leads, I'll just go to sleep before respond to them before going to sleep. Then I would update the warm app that I have, update the daily output trackers. So I have different trackers in place to make sure I can kind of track my output, my focus levels, and the inventory size at heart. So this is again something that I got from Charlie Morgan, his Easy Grow course. So and I think he has a video on it's like free on YouTube. So you can also grab the daily planner tracker, the warm app tracker. You can grab it from there. It's very useful, right? So I just use this to plan out my day. Now, granted, this is something I've been trying to be more consistent on, because like the wind down routine, I sometimes the appointments that I sales calls that I have, they got stressed out and how to prioritize my sleep, and the wind down routine gets left away sometimes. So I'm trying to be more consistent on the wind down routine, just making sure I'm being more consistent on the warm up and the daily output tracker, daily planner. I'm not perfect by any means, so this is definitely something I need to be more consistent at. So I guess this video is just going to serve as a reminder to myself, for me to do that, right? So yeah, that was my daily. And then there's a sleep, right? So sleep is essentially I sleep basically. There's nothing too crazy for that. So yeah, I try to prioritize at least 7 hours of sleep. This is essentially 7.5, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 7.5 hours. And yeah, I wake up, I go to the gym, and I repeat that. I repeat that again and again. And this is pretty much the same daily routine that I had when I was scaling my previous agency to six figures. It's still the same routine that I'm currently using. So if this helps you, maybe structure your day a little bit better, for kind of figure out what tasks to kind of prioritize, what tasks to focus on, what to work on during the 24 hours that we all have. Yeah, I'm glad this was helpful. And one more thing, another thing that I'm planning to do for you guys is create a weekly group call. We can ask questions to me on a one-on-one basis, and also like a community, like a Discord server, where we can hang out, we can ask questions, and just surround yourself with like-minded people who are willing to also grow their agency from India, targeting international clients, right? So, and yeah, the goal is just to, because I saw there's a lot of comments that people left over the last few weeks. I haven't been able to. It's very hard for me to respond to all of them because of the sheer volume of comments that are coming in now. And what another thing that I noticed was there's a lot of like bad advice, which is not really bad advice universally, but for someone who is running an agency from India, it's bad advice across the board, right? So because when you're running an agency with India, you're playing with different cards. You have different advantages and different disadvantages. So you have to play the game in the right way with the cards that you've been dealt, right? So if an advice might be optimal for someone who's maybe in the US or the Europe, it might not be optimal for you, right? So yeah, the goal is just to shed some light on the perspectives that I've learned being in this industry for a while now. And it's not like I have all the answers, but I have been punched in the face. I have been through like a lot of ups and downs, and I have learned these lessons the hard way. So the goal is just to give you these lessons without the scar, and just so that you can actually get to the point where I'm at, or whatever success that I've had a little bit or so sooner than I did, right? So that's the goal. If you're interested in joining the community and being a part of the weekly uh, one-on-one calls, it's kind of like a group call. One-on-one being you can raise your hands and it'll be answering questions on a one-on-one basis. Um, yeah, if you're interested in that, you can find the link to join the Discord server down in the description. Just click on that and you'll be able to join. And if you don't want to join, no worries. I hope you got some value out of this. And yeah, appreciate you guys joining in. And for those who are interested, the the weekly calls will start from next week. So just join in. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys over there.